Hello and welcome to Flooring Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got AMP's new 1/48 scale Chickasaw, or the H-19A. Great little helicopter, and AMP have brought out some absolutely fantastic classics, if you like, vintage helicopters over the years, and then this one should be really nice as well. As you can see, the box itself, nice little cute box. Quick run around, we've got some bits on the back here as well from the markings, and as I say, from the markings as well, you can see we've got US, Japanese or a Dutch one down in there as well. A couple of other things they've done from their Hilo series, which is quite nice as well. And obviously you've got your kit number for this one, which is 48022. All right, what I would say though is that this box is really hefty. When I first got it, I was like, what is in there? Is there a big nose weight or something else to give it this heft? Anyway, it is a bottom opening box, but what it actually is this. So you've got a heavy duty pack in here, with the instructions and everything, and that's got some real heft to it. And also you can probably see there's a lot of sprues crammed in that as well. So we've got that. We've also got in here said clear parts in a little separate bag, which is nice. And then last up, we've got this little box, which is a little box here, which I'll show you in a moment when we move around to those bits. So to start off with, got a little baggie in here. This is absolutely crammed and loaded. It's never going to go back in the bag afterwards, so, you know, forgive us that one. But as you can see, we've got some the parts there for the fuselage already coming off. And as you can see, we've got multiple sprues in here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sprues in a 48 scale helicopter. Plus, you've got 2 fuselage halves, and you've got the clear parts and the mystery box, which we'll show you in a moment. All right, so you've got lots of stuff going down in here. You've also got with this kit as well, which is a really nice touch. If I go down the other end, well, one of you do have to give. No, perhaps not you. Okay, try that way. No, okay. All right, but we've got obviously a full mast set. We've got some really nice photo etch as well, and we've got some great decals and markings down in there, just like that. So some really nice stuff down in there. As always, we've got the instructions, which is a nice little booklet. Colour callouts down in there really for sort of, you know, Mr. Hobby colours, things like that, but it's obviously easy, transferable away. Technical details of the real aircraft and all the rest of it. So, you know, crew of 2. It's got a maximum takeoff weight of, 3,660 kilos as well on that one. So maximum speed of 177 kilometres. Again, really good for the day. So, as you can see, some nice bits down in there. We'll cover that bit so you can't see those surprisey bits in a minute. So we've got some nice stuff running all the way through it, packed. Nice, good colour instructions, easy to follow right the way through. So again, we've got a mixture of photo etch decals and things like that, making up instrument panels. We've got full anti-torque pedals being put down in there, cockpit detail, obviously making up the centre console, multiple parts as well, making up the seats, multiple parts. And again, we've got bulkheads and things like that all being fitted right the way through. And again, we've got various parts, including photo etch, going down on this to really make up the actual cockpit something a little bit nice. Down in the actual cabin itself, we've actually got the seating system put down in there. And then again, it's in sort of multiple sets down in here. We've actually got the cargo system down in there. We've got the gearbox being fitted down into this one. Then we've got obviously all the various bits being fought together. So down in here, we've got that rotary engine onto the front. So that one's being fitted down into there as well, right the way through. Again, all the glasswork being fitted onto here, and some of the coamings being fitted in as well. So the rear coaming being put down in the back there, seats, glasswork, all the rest of it, as you might imagine, going right in. Photo etch, you're gonna have to bend that one right over the front, which is fair enough. A couple of other bits as well. All right, so again, those are doing. Tail rotor, 2 halves going together, then you can stick that down in place. And then as imagine, we've got the detailed engine down in here, which we'll have a look at in a moment. So again, some very, very nice detail touches right the way through on this one. And again, we've got the other parts going down in there, so the engine being fitted, and obviously you can have the engine open or closed, which we'll show you in a moment. Plethora of grab handles and steps going on the outside, as you might imagine, and obviously from the main gear, there's all of those being fitted down in there just like that. And again, lots of aerials and small things all on the outside. Gear, hubs, wheels, things like that being fitted down in there. And then rotor head and assemblies for the tail, winch gear as well, fitted to the outside. And then final bits, fitting it down in there just like that. So again, really, really nice job on that one. And then again, obviously we've got the nice markings. So we've got the one down in here, which is very nice indeed. Then obviously we've got the US Marine one. We've got the Japanese one in the green there as well, which is very nice. Another Japanese one and some top profiles as well. All right, so some nice jobs on that one all the way through, as you might imagine. Some nice details on the inside of that one. Okay, that looks pretty good. Said before, we have got, I don't really want to get it out, but I do want to look at the photo etch parts. But again, it's not playing ball and moving around too well in here. I was hoping the photo etch would just fall to the bottom, but I think it's actually been stuck, which I think it has. All right, so, but again, we have got that nice bit of photo etch down in there, the mask set, and obviously, oh look, there you go, decides to move now. Put some air in there, get rid of the air. There you go. So we've got that really, really nice bit of photo etch down in there, just like that. Again, that'll keep me amused a while, bending all of that one. We've got a die cut mask set down in there, and obviously we have got those really, really nice markings in there, just like that as well. So some very, very nice options with that one. The other thing as well, in the mystery box, this is really nice in here. We've got 3D printed, as you've probably seen, parts. So we've got a 3D printed rotor head, looking very nice. Now, the only thing that concerns me is a lot of supports in that. And obviously, you're going to have to be very delicate taking them off. As I do a lot of 3D printing myself, I normally take off the supports before I cure it hard. That way, they can just move a little bit and bend a bit, and it doesn't snap. But take your time with your snips on that one. Do little sections at a time, and I'm sure you'll be fine. But just don't try and pull it. That said as well, we've got a really nice one for that engine at the front. So as you see, we've got that rotary engine fitted down in there, and you've got some nice detail front and rear. Again, lots of supports, just take your time with it. But again, if you're having the engine showing and open, that will be absolutely fantastic with it. And then we've got the actual gearbox going at the top to the tail rotor as well. So again, beautifully done, 3D printed. And then we've got a couple of bits down in here for the side console. Again, all 3D printed. Very, very nice indeed. And again, we've got some more of the parts down in here. This is the tail rotor set as well. So between all three of those, I think you are absolutely golden. You've got everything you could sort of need in one little, bit there. And again, to add detail to a kit like this is absolutely fantastic. Very, very nice indeed with those ones. So we'll just pop those ones back in the little box there and keep those nice and safe. And again, really nice that they're done in a separate box, keeping them out of the way. Okay, fuselage halves. Again, from the outside, you've got very, very nice, very crisp recessed details all the way through, and some raised ones to go to boot. So again, panel lines all nicely recessed, clean, crisp, sharp. All right, we got a couple of little things on here where they've done bits, so you're gonna have to come in and clean some of these up. But generally, the raised details are all looking very good as well. We've got the footholes, things like that down in there, right the way through. On the inside as well, we've got some little bit of quilting down in there as well to give you a little bit of detail as you make your way through. And again, this one over here, got a few scuffs on here and things like that. You can probably see them, but again, a really, really light sand, polish them up. I think they'll be absolutely fine. All right. But it does look like it's had a little bit of a hard life there, this particular piece. It may be just because, to be honest, this side's all right. Don't know what's wrong with this one. It must have been at the bottom of the bucket, so to speak. But again, usual thing, think of it like limited run. It's got a little bit of flash, little things down in here might trip you up. Make sure you clean up all the parts, get them all nice, all polished and everything else like that before you go assembly. And again, little bits of flash and things around on here. Generally though, exceptionally very, very nice. I'll do these as we've got them purely because it'll be easier. Sprue H, we've got various parts for the gear, tail rotor, things like that. Main rotors, again, looking nice. And again, a little bit of flash just on these parts. But again, a couple of minutes just doing some tidy up. I think you'll be absolutely fine with all of those. All right, so very nice parts there. And again, we've got over here on sprue D. So we've got that quilting, the internal details, things like that, right the way through. This is the bulkhead where the engine will go in front of it, things like that. Side door. And again, we've got quilting on the side door. There's no ejector pins in these parts either. Really very, very nicely done as well. So again, I think very, very nice. Onto the tail. So again, probably what makes the Chickasaw so noticeable is this tail section down in the back here and all the rest of it. Really nicely done. It is recessed on this riveting as well. But again, it gives it that impression of being raised, as is the real thing. But again, with a bit of a wash on there and things like that, I think you're absolutely fine. Again, we've got some of the seats and details down at the back as well. Really very, very nice. We've got the underside plate. Again, looking very nice, you can see. Really nice recessed and raised details right the way through on those ones as well. And again, just got a little bit of edging, a little bit of burring on these parts. So just make sure you get all these nicely cleaned up before you try and put it together. Otherwise, it's going to bite you. Right, okay, so over on this sprue, which I don't know what it is, it doesn't say. We've got some of the seats. We've got one of the combings off the front here and the others. But again, really nice detail. We've got some fabric type marks down in here as well. and onto these ones, which are very nice indeed. And again, all the parts looking pretty nice on that one. So looking good. And again, we've got the wheels, so we've got separate hubs for some of these ones. And obviously some of them are all done as well. And again, depending if you're having it open or closed at the front, we've got different little sets and things like that for it as well. All right, so again, really, really nice. Looking good. And again, down on this sprue, some of the smaller parts, we have got the odd little sink mark into it. So you can probably see there's a little one down in here, things like that. So it has got some sink marks, it has got some flash and things like that, but you've got a lot of detail in what is quite a small helicopter. So actually, I think it's pretty good for all of that. Okay, some of the exhaust work, things like that, some of the framing down on this sprue stuff. And again, down in here, we've got the actual instrument panel. And you can see it's got raised bezels and details in there. So you could easily hand paint this one up if you want to. Obviously the decal on top, things like that. And you could do it whichever way you wanted. But again, you have got some nice bezel detail down in that one. Radiator grills, things like that, right the way through. And again, these back areas for the smaller parts, all looking very, very nice. And the small parts all look good. Got the cyclics down in here as well, looking very good. Again, pretty smart all the way through. Again, so on the front, it gives you the impression when you first see this that this is raised rivets, as it probably is, but it's all recessed. And again, they're all quite nicely done. There's a little bit of a sink mark, to be honest. We've got these, the sort of, you know, the framing on the inside is biting it a little bit. Got a little bit of sink marks on here, but to be honest with you, the chances are the real thing would have something like that as well. So I'm not that worried about it, having a little bit of stressed skin on it and stuff. And again, some nice details with the mounts and things like that down in here, looking very nice. The engine around it, so this is the actual cover around the engine, all looks nice as well, so that's very good. Last up, we've got the clear parts. So we just pop in here. So we've got two sprues for the clear parts. So we've got the sides, and actual sliding doors for the sides, things like that as well. And again, they are pretty damn good. It's a complex shape. It is bulging outwards. So what's that, convex? Okay, looking very, very nice indeed with that. That's pretty darn good. Good, clear and crisp as well. And again, beautiful windscreen, nice and clean and crisp. It's a little bit of distortion in there, but that's a really, really complex shape to try and mold. So I'm quite forgiving on that one. And again, down in here with the small windows, you've got all that quilting molted into the inside as well. That's all nice, really nicely done all the way through on that one. And there you have it. I have to say, considering it's a 48 scale Chickasaw, which isn't the biggest kit, you know, aircraft in the world, you've actually got, when you lay all this out, a lot of plastic down in here. You know, when you sort of come into this and you're like, right, I'm working on a 48 scale Chickasaw, you wouldn't be expecting, to be honest, to have this amount of sprue kicking around your desk, or I don't think you would. Certainly I wasn't expecting it. But yeah, when you see it like that, that is quite something else. And again, because of this one, you've got these gorgeous 3D printed parts as well, let's not forget. So what you've actually got, I think, is a very, very nice, highly detailed, you know, if we get these just out here as well to show you what you get, I think definitely well worth your money. And if you're any type of rotorhead at all, you'll know that the actual, you know, the Chickasaw was one of those aircraft that sort of predecessor to think of things like the Wessexes and the things like that of the family. But obviously it was a really well used, you know, well respected helicopter back in the day. And it obviously led on to so many other different variants and types as well. So again, I've got to say, I absolutely love it. 48 scale, it's not too massive, it's not too small, it's not like a 72nd. But when you look at the amount of detail that crams into this kit, you're going to end up with something exceptional, I reckon, with this particular kit. And the 3D printed bits is just literally the icing on the cake. So put that in, you've got the photo etch, all the other stuff. Literally, it's a mixed media kit. Yes, of course, it's a little bit limited run. There's no locating pins. You have got sink marks into it. There is going to be some flash cleanup as well. But that's what you're sort of doing with the AMP kits. They give you everything you need. Just got to put a little bit of work into it. And if you put the work into it, you're going to end up with something exceptionally good at the end of the day. Anyway, that is the AMP 48 scale H-19A Chickasaw. I have to say, it's an absolute must.